Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at the 2 to 5 player game, 5 King's Court by Uberstack's game. So let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll give you a general overview of how the game plays, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is what you're going to get in the game of 5 King's Court. You're going to get a deck of cards. Now I will mention that I do have the expansion in this, and if you pick up the expansion, it's just more cards in here and just shuffle them in. Now, if you do like 5 King's Court, and this is a game you enjoy, I do recommend picking up the expansion. It's nice, it just adds more to the game without adding any new rules or any complexity to it. It just gives more cards, which is nice. So in the game, basically what you're trying to do is you're going to immediately win is if you can get all 5 types out in your court. So you're going to have, and they're all going to have different abilities. So let's get some of these out here. Okay. And I'll move this up here so you can see a little better. But basically, if I get all 5 types out in the game, you win. The game ends immediately. So that is the goal of the game. It's a little bit of it is a race throughout the game. And there's a ton of different cards in here. And with different abilities on here. So the text is down on the bottom. You can receive 1 card from the discard pile and put it into your hand, which is nice. And you're basically going to start out the game. You're going to shuffle up this deck. And you're going to flip a card over, which just starts your discard pile. And it's important because some of the cards can pick up from the discard pile. So you want to have something out there to start. And you're going to deal out 4 cards to each player. Oops, I have the placer card in there. 4 cards to each player. And you're going to look through these cards, and what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to draw a card and put it in your hand. And you're going to play a card face up. And you can use the ability on the card if you wish when you play it. Like this one here says, force a player to discard 1 card from their hand. So if you place down here, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna use this ability. You got to discard a card from your hand. Now it is important to note that when you do this and you fire this off, the opponent has the ability, or if the opponent has the ability, they can block. So they can use one of their cards that they have out to block. So they can play this card as a block, a matching card to stop the opponent's play, discarding all 3, or play on your turn with no additional effects. So basically, if I play this on my turn, it doesn't have an effect, but if I play this in response to them firing off this ability for discard, what will happen is I'll play this card. Now this card effect doesn't occur and it gets discarded in the discard pile. So that's something to keep in mind. It's also something you can do to prevent people from getting all 5 sets out. Now it's important to note that there's no real limitation on how many cards you can put out. So like if I have a green card on here, I can place another one down. There's no problems with that. And this one's a pretty good strategy to give you a little bit of a buffer, because there are, let me see if I can find them, one here to show you, but there are attack cards that will destroy your opponent's card. So if I place this down and you're almost winning, I can destroy this card. It goes in your discard pile. So it's nice to have a little bit of a buffer on there so you can still potentially win. There is going to be a lot of table talk in this game. So basically you'll probably want to figure out a strategy to lull people into thinking that you're not winning so that you can get your 5th one out, or point out someone's very close or whatnot. So there's a lot of take that in here. But there's a couple extra rules to this game in here, but that's the general gist of how you play 5 King's Court. So let's go ahead and go back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this game. So 5 King's Court. I do love this game for a specific set. So what that means is that this game is a game that is a lot of fun to play if you don't take it seriously. There is some strategy you can employ in the game, but really this is a game where you're just going to sit down with some friends and play a light game. You're going to go, your just goal is just to socialize and have fun and have something that is super easy to teach. Rules are just about a page in here and that's it. So you can read the rules to them, not read them, you can explain the rules to them very easily. You can pick up a game really quick. There's nice tension in the game when people are almost done with their sets. Some nice take that in the game. And it doesn't take very long at all. So this is going to be one of the perfect games you can play at the end of a long game night where you're like, well, we have a little bit of time left because our game ended a little early and we want to play something. This is a game you might want to think about. Also, it's great for teaching non-gamers. So if you have you want to bring out a game that you can teach to people that don't play games very often, but yet have fun, this is going to be the game. It's highly portable too. There's a lot to love about 5 Kings Court. Just keep in mind that where it fits in your game nights. So that's my final thoughts on 5 Kings Court. Thank you for watching.